Hey everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to The Real Sherry Convo.
Live.
That's right. And the Raw Convo with The Real Sherry Convo. And want to welcome all of you to this live time with us. And we're excited to have you all here. This is our weekly time where we just get together, talk about just different subjects, talk about different things that may be affecting your business, your life, maybe just how we can encourage you in that and be able to move to the next level. And so make sure that you post. So in the past few weeks, we've just had a number of people post some emojis, so we kind of like that. Post an emoji on this live video and just say hi to us or whatever you want.
Or ask a question.
Ask a question. We love questions. We'll try to read them on the air.
Gives us something to talk about.
There we go. And then also make sure that we have our YouTube channel up and running. So go to YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that way you are updated on all the upcoming things that we have coming out. So, all right.
Get your coffee.
Oh,
got our coffee.
Oh, and I got my Rhino cup. Now, here's the thing. Here's about Rhino. In the past few days, it was national. No. It was International Rhino Day.
It would have to be international.
International. That's right. Because yeah. So
right.
International Rhino Day. So I am celebrating. Well, I celebrate every week with my Rhino cup, but.
What does International Rhino Day mean?
Oh, it's just the acknowledgement of the fact that rhinos are endangered, and we just need to protect them and do what we can. So,
got it.
But anyway, love rhinos, and so Sherry's got her polka dots.
My favorites.
Her favorites as well. So I don't know if there's an International Polka Dot Day.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, there's probably a polka.
Oh.
International Polka Day. Do you like polka?
I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right, polka dots.
That accordion thing. It's not my thing. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we are going to talk about coming up to the end of the year. And a few weeks ago, we talked about Jim and I taking an end of the year trip, just kind of preparing our minds for the end of the year. And now we are 6-ish days away from the third quarter.
Right.
So third quarter is coming. Whatever's happened in the first three, you've either planted seed for this or it might be a little dry season. Either way, I will say that we're kind of in a dry season coming into third quarter. So we have not hit our goals for the year. We're pretty far off, quite frankly. And so this is where many of us, I will put myself in the category, is when we start thinking things like, well, I'll just do better next year. You know, just whatever happens this year, I'll just let it go, just ride it out, and I'll just do better next year.
Yeah, so I think that brings up a great question, because I think that's the question, right? Is as we wrap up third quarter and we go into fourth quarter, and so we're going in this fourth quarter, and the start of fourth quarter, the question always comes up, well, like you just said, I haven't done well this year, or I haven't attained any goals, I haven't reached that next level I really wanted, nothing's changed this year so far from last year or the past 5 years.
Or maybe it's worse.
Yeah, and so the question is, do we just give up on the rest of the year because it's only 12 weeks or it's only 90 days, and in the middle of that is a bunch of holidays and all that. So do we give up, or do we give up and just look to the new year? Do we plant? Really, there's three choices. Do we plant seeds and plan that everything we're going to do right now into the third quarter, or I'm sorry, in the fourth quarter, we plant for hoping that it'll come to fruition the next year, or is there still time to make something happen this year? Is there still an opportunity? Is there still, with the fourth quarter, can we still see some of the fruit, some of the harvest in our business? Can we still, in our lives, in whatever it is, in reaching our goals? And so can we still do it? And so those are, I guess, the three choices, the three options. And so,
and I think I said we're 3 days from third quarter. I meant fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter,
You
right.
got that.
We're wrapping up,
You knew what I
wrapping
meant.
up third quarter,
It
right.
was just off. Anyway, so this is something that I'm writing about in my book, right? It came to me one day as I was jogging on my treadmill that I would watch the clock while I was running, and in my mind, and even like, you're almost done. You only have, and so there would come this point where like, well, gosh, I've come this far. I only have a minute left, but I'm tired. I could stop. And then I thought, I caught myself, and I caught myself thinking that, and thinking, well, what do you mean quit now? You've already run for 20 minutes. What's another 3 minutes to make the 2 miles or the 2.5 miles? And then self reflection, I started thinking, how else do I do that? How else do I look at things and think, well, I've done pretty good, or I've done better than most. Comparing yourself to someone lesser than you, I've done better than most. So if it didn't happen for me, it's okay. I'm still on top in some realm. And so then I stopped watching the clock. I actually put tape over. I taped up over the clock on the treadmill so I couldn't see it. Right. And I started playing music instead. Well, very quickly my mind starts counting. I only have 1 song left. I've already run through 5 songs, or 6 songs, and I have 1 song left. And so anything that my brain would start counting, I could catch myself kind of thinking, well, I've come this far, and if I'm tired, I could stop. Well, here we are in fourth quarter, and I'm tired, I have to say that. And this has been our worst year. And maybe not worst year. We might be doing better than last, but pretty close. As far as numbers go, I mean, other things are far better than last year. But as far as just the numbers, black and white numbers, we're far behind.
Right.
And so, I kind of caught myself going, well, if I start planting seeds right now, we could start good next year.
Right.
And what I know, if anybody out there who is exercising or trying to eat right, or I don't know, whatever the thing is, don't eat sugar, I don't know. Uphill is hard. Uphill is hard. And losing 3 pounds feels like it'll take an eternity. It feels like you have starved yourself. You're dying over 3 pounds. But if you wanted to gain 7, you could do that in 24 hours. And so, right?
Right.
So unless there's people that need to gain weight and they have a hard time with it. I just don't happen to be one of those. So it just made me think about my business, about a lot of things that I've gotten in the habit of then saying to myself, well, you can make up for it later. You can make up for it later. But if you start in a downward trend, down goes much faster than up. And going down, if you got in the habit of quitting right now in fourth quarter, you have 12 weeks to not be ready for first quarter.
Right.
It's still winter. It's still some holidays. It's still whatever. Right? Your financial situation clearly hasn't gotten better if you took 12 weeks off. And so those things are still in place. And 12 weeks from now, you have gone downhill that far. It can only look worse. So as I'm saying that, I just want you to know I'm also saying that to me as we've put things into place that, yes, I have definitely thought, well, we could make up some of this. We could probably do a little bit. We can make up a little bit of ground, but we'll just do better in first quarter. And I don't know that that's the truth.
I think, quitting, well, first of all, so quitting or giving up or not pursuing or pushing, it becomes a habit.
It does.
It becomes, right?
Yeah.
So if we look at just, the fact of not moving forward and just like, well, wait till next year or whatever the case may be, then, now you're adding on the additional time of reinforcing that habit of giving up or not moving forward,
Right.
of you know, whether we want to call it laziness or whatever we want to call it. So mediocrity or giving up, it becomes a habit. And and I'm sure all of you on this, watching this or listening, I'm sure you've heard that you're either growing, so you're either moving forward or you're moving back. You're either growing or you're dying. Right? You're either health. You're either becoming more healthy or you're going backwards in your health. There is no true stagnation. And so it's either you're getting better or you're getting worse. And so
Right.
So I think so we should just out of the three options I started with, so take that one off the table.
Yeah. Let's not get worse.
Yeah. So let's not get worse. Let's not quit. Let's not give up and just wait till first quarter and see what happens then.
Right.
New Year's, we'll just set new goals and New Year resolutions, which we don't believe in. We'll talk more about New Year's resolution or so what. But let's take that one off the table.
Yep.
So the other two options are either go for it and see something happen the rest of this year, or just plant seeds, just do some stuff to get ready for first quarter.
Right.
So those are two options. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So hi, Miss Holland. Thanks for joining us, and Kristen.
Yes.
And we just thank you guys so much for coming on. Any movement forward creates some momentum. If you sat, if I, let's say just I, because I've already exposed that we're behind this year, if I just sat for the next 12 weeks and planned my Christmas list and made the Thanksgiving dinner list and just set my business on the back burner and thought, well, in January I'll pick it back up. I'm behind, I'm slow. So come January, it will take me probably all of first quarter just to get some excitement and momentum. So even though you may not hit this year's goals, and maybe you are killing it this year, and if you are, I want to know about it, because I could use some encouragement. So tell me. I want to know what is awesome, what's happening.
Yeah.
And so that's great too. But if you're not, and any amount of moving forward gives you a little bit of momentum coming into first quarter.
Right.
If you put a little momentum in December, you got your biggest client ever and you got this huge pop, you have an excitement, you have a joy, you have a yes, this is happening for me, I did it.
Right.
And coming into first quarter, I can kill it. 2020, hindsight, right? This next year is the hindsight year.
Right.
So we can look back and go, yeah, I probably should have done that. So let's not wait. Let's not wait till 2020 and look back and go, ooh, I probably should have done that because I'd be better today. But between now and the end of the year, you have 12 weeks. In January, you didn't look at April and go, well, it's the first of the year. I'll just wait till April. In January, we look at January and go, oh my gosh, I have 52 weeks. I can kill it. I can do anything in 52 weeks. But we do it in 12-week increments. So today, to sit and look at January 1 and think, well, it's 12 weeks away and I haven't done it this far. What was different 12 weeks back or the first 12 weeks of the year?
Right.
You thought you could kill it in the first 12 weeks of the year. So ultimately, Jim and I have made an agreement that we're not quitting.
Right.
We are not going downhill. We're not gaining 7 pounds in 24 hours. We are going to push through and take care of business. And will we hit our goals for this year? I don't know. It's pretty big, and I don't know if it can happen.
Right.
I believe it can. I believe it can. It can happen in these 12 weeks just as well as it could have happened between April and July or January to April.
Right.
Those 12 weeks are no different than these 12 weeks.
That's right.
The only difference is how you approached it, how your mind came to it.
Right.
And there's just no point in life when it's too late to turn around, or that it's too late to say, and I mean life in general. If you're 90, if you're 19, if you've had a death, if you've had, some unfortunate thing happen in life. I mean, just whatever. There is no point in life that you cannot say, okay, today it'll be better. And tomorrow I'll have a little more momentum to be better.
Right.
And in 12 weeks, I'm killing it.
Right. Well, I think that, if, as we're looking at this, really I think it's both of those scenarios of both those options where, yes, planting seeds for 2020, getting ready for 2020. I think there's definitely doing that. But it's also not giving up.
Yes.
Right? Not saying,
yes.
Well, I'm just going to plant seeds for 2020. Right? Or I'm going to give up till 2020. It is, look, there's 12 weeks and it's time to put on some Afterburners. It's time to
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Time to hit the button to like Fast and Furious or whatever. Yeah.
A Fast and Furious reference.
There you go. And go fast. Do what you got to do to make some stuff happen.
Yeah.
And so so I think it's both those scenarios. I think that you still can hit, maybe not all your goals. Maybe you can hit all your goals.
Right.
You can absolutely still do that.
Right.
We've all heard that it takes 21 days to create a new habit.
Right.
There's more than 21 days in the next 90 days, right? And 90, in some of the industries that we've been a part of in our lives in the past, we often say that 90 days can change your life.
Yes.
If you do something for 90 days, you can set a goal, give your all for 90 days, then take a break. And then do another 90 day, 90 day sprints. And so if you do something for 90 days, it'll change your life. And so here we are, we're going into another 90 days and literally can just go for it and hit your goals, The other thing is, yes, the holidays are coming again. And with the holidays, yes, there is, shopping and planning and all those things. But the reality is those holidays are, and Sherry doesn't like this when I talk about this, but those holidays are just one day. Maybe take an extra half day for each one, whatever. But the holiday itself is just one day.
Right.
Now Sherry's a big holiday person. She loves holidays,
already
decorating, already thinking about it and writing things down.
Got things happening.
So, but it is only one day and it doesn't have to completely, stop or thwart your entire business, your entire life, your goals, anything like that. And so definitely want to encourage you, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know how our goals are going.
Right.
We'll report back in. One other thing I just wanted to say is that typically, if you really put your mind to achieving something at the last minute, you are more creative. Your brain starts thinking like, okay, well, normally I would do this, but it hasn't worked this whole year, or I haven't seen the results. So open your mind. Get serious. So Brene Brown, I love her. So if you're not listening to her, you should. But Brene Brown says that there's no creativity without vulnerability. So the first part is the second part's the most important, right? Being vulnerable. So first be vulnerable to yourself to realize that you are behind. And then go be vulnerable with someone. A business partner, someone who can listen and then say, out of this vulnerability, I need to be creative. And so I'm far behind. And when I say far behind for Jim and I, it's a couple $100,000. It's not a couple $1,000, which I wish was the truth, but it's a couple $100,000 that we're behind this year, based on what we've seen in the past and what we projected. And so for 90 days, I've got some creativity to create, to come up with. And I've actually been kind of surprised at what's come
it's been
about.
Amazing.
And so be vulnerable with someone. If you want to be vulnerable with us, great. We welcome it. Tell us what's up. Private message us. Tell us what's up. We'd love to chat with you. But be vulnerable first. And I mean really vulnerable. Like, I've screwed this up. I farted around. I did whatever. I overspent. I took too many vacations. I don't know what it is. I took too many naps. I don't know. That would be my thing. But really telling the truth. And then creativity can come from you. So when you are out there with someone and just, this is it. This is why I'm behind, and you know why. You might tell someone else,
Right.
I don't know why I'm behind. Gosh, the market. For us, it's real estate. So, I don't know, the market changed a little bit. Whatever, girl. I know why I'm behind. And I have to be honest about that. Not what I might tell someone else in the elevator, but what I can tell myself, what's true, and what Jim and I can look at each other in the eye and go, you know why we're behind. You know why we're in the place that we are. And so let's get real about that, and now let's get creative. And so we've been able to do that.
Right.
And so find someone that you can do that with. If you're behind, be honest. Get out there. Get it out there. Just spit it out. And then get some creativity going. And again, if you're killing it, please tell me. Please, please, please toot your own horn, because that gives other people encouragement.
Right.
That gives me encouragement. If you're killing it, you're doing amazing. And Miss Holland, I see you. I see you rocking it out there. Sold your business this year and just picked up your dreams and killing it.
Awesome.
And I love it.
Awesome.
And I want to know more from other people. That if you're killing it, tell me about that too, because I could use some encouragement. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just to piggyback that, and then we're
Okay.
gonna wrap it up.
We're
On
not
the side, we're just, hey, we're just talking here. So definitely the creativity, definitely implement that, and but we also talk about going back to basics. So I think there's two sides.
Right.
So being vulnerable and being honest with yourself, and why are you in this slump? Why are you where you are? And then, so we've had to come to terms with the fact that we've got to get back to basics, do the basic things,
Yes.
put that into play, as well as, so this is that Afterburners, right? This is the doing all out massive action. So you're doing the basics as well as implementing the new creative things.
Right.
You got to do both.
Yes.
And so
And we have in the last couple of years given up on some of the basic things. We got too creative, or we thought, well, that was good in the beginning, but maybe we're bigger, better, smarter now. We're not. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We're not.
Whatever the basics are for
The
you.
basics are very, very important, and that is what got us where we were. And so we do have to revisit some of those basic things. Can we do it better than we did early on?
Sure.
Of course. We can sharpen that saw and we can get better at it and more refined. But the very basic parts of our business that really got us moving and built our book of business, we have to go back to some of that.
Very good. All right, let's wrap this
We
up.
could talk all day, but you
it.
have other things to do.
Right.
Private message us there, ask questions,
Yes.
and give us an idea of what we should talk about next week.
Thank you for
Thank
joining
you
us. It's
for
good
coming.
to see all of you. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram, The Real Sherry Condo. And make sure you go over to YouTube. The new YouTube channel is up. And subscribe. And then let us know what you're thinking and how this is impacting you. Share this out to all your friends and family. And
nice.
hopefully this is encouraging to y'all. All right, y'all. Have
Thanks,
a great
y'all.
week.
Have a
and
good
we'll
day.
talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.